Have you ever felt tired? Not because life is too hard, but because you're trying so desperately to keep everything exactly the same? Some days it isn't that we lack something. It's that our hearts feel heavy because we're afraid of losing a person, afraid of a relationship changing, afraid of a dream falling apart, afraid that life will shift out of our control. People say, let it go. But to many of us, it sounds like we're being told to lose something important, so we resist. Today, I want to share a quieter truth. Letting go is not giving up. Letting go is changing the way we hold our life. We often think happiness comes from holding on to the person we love, holding on to what we have, holding on to the version of life we work so hard to build. But here is a gentle truth. Life is flow, and when we try to freeze it, we spend so much strength just to keep it still. The tighter we hold, the more exhausted we become. The more exhausted we become, the more afraid we feel. And the more afraid we feel, the tighter we hold again. It's like holding something precious in your hand. If you squeeze too hard, it breaks. If you never loosen your grip, your hand begins to hurt. So the question is not, should I keep it or not? The question is, am I holding life with a soft hand or with a clenched fist? Some people believe the spiritual path means living an empty life, owning nothing, wanting nothing, attaching to nothing. But think about it. Even right now, your feet touch the ground. Your clothes touch your skin. Your breath touches your lungs. Even this body, this living form you wake up inside every day, is something you cannot simply drop and walk away from. So letting go is not about removing every object from your life. It is about removing the tightness from your heart. You can own a home and still be free. You can love deeply and still not possess. Letting go doesn't take away love. It only takes away the fear hiding behind love. Think of something you lost recently. A belonging, an opportunity, a relationship. The strange thing is, the thing is gone, but your mind keeps replaying it as if it could rewind time. If pain lived inside the object itself, then once the object disappeared, the pain would disappear too. But it doesn't, because the real attachment was never in the object, it was in the mind. And we suffer not only because we lose, but because we believed, this must stay with me forever. This moment must remain. This person must be here in the way I want. And when life does what life always does, change, we feel shocked, hollow, broken. Not because life is wrong, but because we demanded that life stand still. Let me tell you a story. There's a mountain in Sri Lanka where, at the peak, a soft white mist rolls across the view like a living veil. Every few seconds it opens, revealing valleys, cliffs, and sunlight spilling into the earth. And in that breathtaking moment, a thought often appears. I have to capture this. I have to keep this forever. It feels innocent, but it is the beginning of suffering, because instead of breathing in the beauty, you start searching for your camera. You adjust the angle. When you check the light, you try to trap the moment inside a frame. And by the time you're ready, the mist has moved, the light has shifted, and the moment has already changed. The irony is, we become so busy saving the moment that we forget to live inside it. If this is speaking softly to something in you, you're welcome to tap like to support the channel. And if you'd like to stay for more calm, reflective videos like this, you can subscribe, simply as a gentle hello. Thank you for being here. Here is another story. A young boy once found a tiny rabbit by the roadside. Soft, trembling, unbelievably adorable. He loved it instantly, and because he loved it so much, he was afraid it might leave. So he held it tighter against his chest. Tighter and tighter. He thought he was protecting it, but his fear became a grip, and without meaning to, he squeezed so hard that the rabbit could not breathe. In the fear of losing, he lost the very thing he loved. This is what we sometimes do with people, with relationships, with outcomes. We call it love, but often it is fear wearing the mask of love. Real love does not suffocate. Real love allows life to move, grow, and change. You might wonder, if I loosen my desire, will I still enjoy life? And the answer is surprising. We enjoy things most deeply when we stop trying to own them. A flower becomes more beautiful when you simply admire it, instead of needing to pick it and keep it. A moment becomes more precious when you are fully present inside it, instead of trying to package it forever. When you release the demand for permanence, you finally see the world clearly, and you stop fearing its fragile beauty. Imagine life as a river. A water arrives and water leaves. No drop stays forever. And that is exactly why the river can be a river. Letting go doesn't mean having nothing in your hand. It means your hand may still hold, but your heart does not squeeze. An open hand is not empty. It is ready to receive and ready to release. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel your breath come in and go out. It arrives, it departs. And only because it departs can the next breath sustain you. If you'd like, leave a comment. What am I holding too tightly? Your words might help someone else feel lighter too. And if you want to keep walking with me, you can subscribe, naturally without pressure, so we can meet again in the next video. Thank you for listening, and I hope today brings you enough peace to open your hand. Just a little. And now, let's gently clear up another myth. The idea that a peaceful life must be an empty life. Some people believe that if you want spiritual calm, you have to own nothing at all, desire nothing at all, and somehow live untouched by the world. But if we take that idea seriously, it becomes almost impossible. Even in this very moment, your body is resting somewhere. Your hands are touching something. Your eyes are seeing shapes and colors. Simply being alive means being in relationship with the world. So the real question isn't, how do I get rid of everything? The real question is, how do I stop gripping everything? Because the problem is not the objects in our hands, it's the tension in our hearts. You can have a home, wear nice clothes, enjoy a warm meal, and still be free inside. Freedom is not measured by how little you own. It is measured by how lightly you can hold what you have. And if this message feels meaningful to you, I'd like to invite you, very gently, to support the channel. You can tap like if you'd like to help this video reach someone who may need it today. And if you enjoy calm, compassionate reflections like this, you're welcome to subscribe so we can continue these quiet conversations together. Thank you for being here, truly. Because in the end, letting go is not about walking away from life. It's about learning to live fully, without turning life into a constant struggle to control what cannot be controlled. Now let's look a little deeper and ask the most important question of all. Where does the pain actually come from? Think of something you lost recently. It could be small, like a favorite cup, or something much bigger. Well, like a relationship that ended, a job you cared about, or a plan that didn't work out. Notice what happens inside you. Even when the object is no longer there, the mind keeps returning to it. It replays memories, imagines different endings, and quietly whispers, "If only I had done something differently." This is a powerful clue. If attachment lived inside the object itself, then once the object disappeared, the suffering should disappear too. But it doesn't, because what we're really holding is not the thing. It's an inner story, a tight feeling, a craving that says, "This should have stayed with me," a pressure that says, "This must be mine," and beneath it all, a fear that says, "If I can't hold it, I will not be okay." That is what creates friction in the heart. We try to turn moments into possessions. We try to turn people into guarantees. We try to turn life into something predictable and permanent. But life does not agree to that contract. Life moves, life changes. And the more we demand that it stays still, the more pain we create for ourselves. So in this teaching, letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop demanding permanence from what is, by nature, always changing. When you release that demand, the heart begins to soften, and you finally start to breathe again. And to make this even clearer, let me share a story, one that shows how quickly the mind turns beauty into grasping. Imagine standing on the top of a mountain in Sri Lanka. The air is cool, clean, and quiet. A soft white mist covers everything like a gentle veil, and every few moments it opens just enough to reveal a distant valley, a line of trees, a sudden ray of sunlight touching the earth. The scene is so beautiful that for a second, you forget your worries. You're simply there, alive, present, breathing. But then, almost automatically, another thought appears. I have to capture this. I need to keep this. I want to remember it forever. At first it feels harmless, like a normal human reaction. So you reach for your phone or your camera. You search through your bag. You adjust the settings. You worry about the angle, the lighting, the frame. And without noticing, you step out of the moment. Your attention is no longer on the mist, the air, the silence. It's on collecting proof that the moment happened. And by the time you lift the camera to take the picture, the mist has already moved. The light has changed. The valley is hidden again. The moment has transformed into something else, because that's what moments do. The painful irony is this: we can miss the real experience while trying to own it. We trade presence for possession. We trade breathing it in for trying to hold it down. And this is exactly how attachment works. It doesn't destroy beauty by removing it from our life. It destroys beauty by pulling us away from it, right when it was here. As we come to the end, I want to leave you with a simple, hopeful view. You don't have to stop loving life in order to be free. You only have to stop squeezing it. Life is like a river. It keeps moving, changing shape, changing color, becoming something new. When we fight that movement, we suffer. But when we learn to flow with it, we discover a quiet strength, one that doesn't depend on perfect conditions. You can still enjoy what is beautiful. You can still care deeply. The difference is that your happiness is no longer built on the fear of losing. So here is a gentle practice you can try today. Whenever you notice your mind tightening around a person, a plan, a memory, pause for a moment and soften your breath. Ask yourself, am I holding this with love or with fear? Then relax your grip by one small degree. That small softness is already letting go. And I promise you, the world does not become colder when you open your hand. It becomes brighter, because you are finally present enough to see it. If this video brought you a little calm, please consider tapping like to support the channel. And if you'd like more warm, reflective stories like this, you're welcome to subscribe and stay with us. Thank you. May your days be lighter and your heart more at ease.